When we did the financial restructuring for Malaysia Airlines, I think we committed to support about 3.6 billion, right, over 5 years. And in 2021, that was a contribution about 1.3 billion. So that's what we have planned going forward. Now, all of this, of course, the amount that support that the airline would need depends on whether it can resume activities. And it can only resume activities if people are allowed to travel. So we're really, really hoping that international borders open up. The sooner, the better. So it does really, really depend on that. So that's what we're hoping will happen sooner. When we did the restructuring, that gave us an opportunity to reset the balance sheet. So we reduced liabilities by 15 billion, which is quite significant. And you need that, right? You need that in order to perform. The other thing is some of our partners, of course, they allowed us to have a bit more leeway given the pandemic. Now, at the same time, the CEO, Captain Nizam, has done very, very well in managing the costs, and his plan now is operations. We do need to improve the operations of the airline to ensure that yields are maintained and that operationally it remains profitable. The borders need to open. Kalau tak buka, then it will just be sustained. So that needs to come in, and hopefully with that, then you can see the operational resilience. Now, at the same time, we are looking at the strategy going forward, right? Working to, of course, the airlines looking at that and looking at the whole ecosystem and how we actually improve it. At the moment, it's early days because all airlines are in the same position, right? So this is something where we're going to be open. But the focus right now is basically the turnaround plan, focusing on operations. From our experience, the moment state borders were opened and people could actually go on holiday, occupancy just shot up. And in a way, it's so helpful because international borders are closed. A lot of the more affluent Malaysians tend to go overseas for their holidays. And they suddenly realize that they have all these gems locally. So that created a lot of awareness. So in a way, as long as state borders are not closed, and which we are seeing, then hopefully that can actually defray the risk of a prolonged closure of international borders. But that I don't think will happen. And why I say that they don't happen, because when you look at the pandemic, where it's shifted to Omicron, there's a big disconnect between positive cases and serious cases. And therefore, nations, and hopefully Malaysia as well, will be more confident to open international borders and start resuming an ordinary life. Now, so that's what I hope to do, in which case I'm hoping that we don't have to make hard decisions. But even so, local demand is there.